What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we're going to be making a deck profile for none other than MirageGaogamon. This deck is going to be a concept around the unblockable aspect of your deck, so you're going to be just swinging in without having to worry about being blocked, kind of like a hyper aggro deck. So guys, after playing against it, I figured I could improve it and maybe see some higher level of play with it. But it's going to be a fun deck, no lie. This deck probably has no tops in existence. And, you know, it's fine. Let's just have fun with it, right? I like to have fun with some of these decks and be creative. So let's dive right in. So let's go over it, boys and girls. So this is all Mirage Force. I am pretty much unblockable force, I would call it, more or less, just because how fun this is going to be. So first off, we're going to use Digimon. We could use Upamon, but I think Digimon is going to go off a little bit more often because our goal is to get like 8 cards in our hand and then security check a bunch because we're unblockable. And then we have these other cards that just help us out at the end of the day. So next, Gaomon is going to be one of our rookies because when this card is trashed due to activation of a Digiburst, return it to its owner's hand. We like that kind of effect. We like to gain some advantage out of it, so we're going to use that to our advantage and plus us 1 to get us to that 8 card threshold that we want, because if we don't get to 8, we're going to be in trouble. So next we have Gabumon. While this Digimon has 8 or more while you have 8 or more cards, this Digimon gains plus 1000 DP. So this makes Mirage now 13. This makes, you know, Slayer Dramon into a, you know, a 12k. This makes Puckamon a 12k. Makes our Omnimon a 15k. Just makes them a little more beefier, and that's what we like to see. So that's why we're playing it. Next, we do have Vmon. So while your opponent has a Digimon, a level 6 or higher Digimon, you may Digivolve this Digimon into All Force Vidramon in your hand for a Digivolution cost 4, ignoring its evolution requirements. If we can get like a Hammer Spark and they put us to 3 while we have Davis on the field, that means a free All Force Vidramon. We play it at 1. I feel like it doesn't synergize the best with him, but it can do a lot of damage if we can get him out. I mean, you could definitely remove the Puckamon and put all 3 All Force Vidramons in here, and this card could stand up and just keep going and swing for days. But it also has a great, when attacking, if you're 7 or less, draw a card. I think this Vidramon will play so heavily in our deck because we could inheritably do this. So we get Demi-Vmon, Digivolve into Vmon, go into Gaogamon, and be able to swing in. Hopefully it survives that swing. If it survives the swing, we're gonna then plus from the Vmon, and then we can Digiverse from the Gaogamon, drawing us another card. That's pretty much almost like 3 cards in one turn if we just Digivolved it recently into Gaogamon. So, but that's all in stipulation if we can get there. But we could also do this as another option, is we go Demi-Vmon, Gaomon, and then Gaogamon to Digiburst out him, get the rookie back in hand, replenishing our rookie, and then we just plus 2 in our hand very easily just by Digibursting. So that's really what we're trying to go with. Then we have Colosamon for that 1 evolved blocker. We kind of need those in this deck. We need to be able to defend because we are a little bit slower than the meta by a lot of it, but you know. But we do also have Vidramon in here. So when attacking, if you have 8 or more cards in your hand, return one of your opponent's level 3 or lower. If we are facing like the Commandramon lists, we want to bounce their stuff back because if they get deleted, they're just going to stack it and it just helps their Darkdramon come out faster. So if we can bounce it back, it's a lot better. And this isn't once per turn, so if we can get multiple attacks off, we're pretty good. Next, we do have Garurumon. So if this Digimon has a Garurumon Digievolution card, unsuspend it. We do not play any Garurumon, so this won't go off. He's only in here for this. Your turn, while you have 8 or more cards in hand, security plus 1. We want to swing in with extra security checks to help clear out extra damage because we want to do lethal as fast as we can. Then we also have Arrow Vidramon. So it has jamming. So what's really nice is we can just swing with him a few turns if we have to, and we can play, if we can keep him alive, we're really solid. We could have Vmon underneath him, and then he just swings in with extra DP, and then his Inheritable is really good because while you have 8 or more cards in your hand, this Digimon gains security +1. I like being able to have extra security attacks because that could mean 1, 2, 3 extra damage that we weren't going to have. So we're playing like almost like a red style without having to rely heavily on worrying about a blocker being on board that can just ruin our day, because our top end just says, nah, we're just going to keep swinging. MirageGaogamon is gain 1 memory for every 4 cards in your opponent's hand, and your turn, this Digimon is unblockable. So being able to swing in and swing and then have it not worry about getting blocked, that could mean 2 security checks very easily with 12, which is kind of beefy, or 13, or even classified. We could go right into, you know, 14, which is not bad. 14's a really good solid number. Not a lot of things can have this thing die. As long as we get over normal mega count, we're fine. Then we also have Puckmon in here. So Digiburst 2, your Digimon can't be blocked for the turn. So if the game is dragging on way too long, you could Digivolve into this Digiburst and have your rookie lineup. If you've been just slamming down rookies for a couple turns, just go in and not worry about a beefy blocker, because Black Royal Knights is a deck, and there are Commandramon lists that do, you know, they have their blocker out. Like, you got to be faster than them, and sometimes you need to be faster, and that's how you're going to get there. Then we have Slayerdramon. So when Digivolving, this Digimon gains security +1. So this could definitely have 3 security checks by himself, which is really nasty, really powerful. So we want to do that. And then your turn, this Digimon can't be blocked, even though he might be a 13 if we get Demi-V and Gabumon underneath it. That's fine. We don't mind being a little less. He's just there to take out. His main objective is 2 security minimum. That's all he's here for. Next, we do have All Force Vidramon. So return one of your opponent's level, when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's level 4 Digimon to their hand. You can bring back a blocker, but when attacking once per turn while you have 8 or more cards in your hand, unsuspend this Digimon. So if we can get, you know, Wergurumon or Arrow Vidramon underneath it, while the Gabumon and the Demi-Vmon's underneath it, that's a guarantee 4 security checks in 1 swing, in like 2 swings. So that's really good. And then we have Omnimon for Blitz, just for that game finishing blow. If we can restand, swing in again, because this card can definitely make it so that this is a permanent gain. So if we swing with Slayerdramon, take out 3 security, then Digivolve into Omnimon. If they have nothing left, they lose. So that's mainly what we're trying to do here. Just have that quick game finish. Then we have Blue Memory Booster being, you know, reveal the top 4, fix our hand, and then have extra 2 memory if we find ourselves in that situation. Then we also have Hammer Spark to gain us a memory or 2. Then we beat Wing Blade. So return one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon to their hand. We want to bounce Megas that are on board as soon as possible, especially if they are showing some annoyance. Especially, let's take Jessmon in for account. We want to bounce that back. If we can have enough memory in our turns to stop him from doing whatever he can do, we're going to be pretty set in stone. Next, we also play Davis for that +1 value. And plus, setting us to 3 is just fantastic. But let's talk about other cards you could definitely play in this deck. You could definitely go with our Demi-Vmon with Vmon package if you really think that might be a little bit better, just to help yourself set up faster, get some pluses in. Early aggro is always good in these kind of matchups. It's just really good. Then we have Shyakomon. So your opponent can't reduce Digi-Evolution costs. If you're facing green in this meta, I really think you should have that as a side deck. If you just board it in if you know your meta is fully green. Gabumon, if we're playing the Bonds of Friendship route, you could definitely play that. Play the Gabumon just to help so you can warp into it and have multiple restacks with Matt Ishida. It's just a very easy combo out. If you wanted to, you could just go into Bonds of Friendship in the back burner, and Bonds will stand up, swing multiple times, and you're pretty set in stone. Then you have Emerald Blaze, so I like this card because it can help us get higher in damage, but it also has a security of plussing us 1. So if you feel like you're not hitting high enough numbers, just tech in some Emerald Blazes and it should get you there. We also play MirageGaogamon, so your opponent can't gain memory except through Tamers, just to shut down that blue mirror match that just wants to be super aggro. XVmon's in here to help restand some stuff. You could play Lobomon to Digivolve on top of our Tamers. If you play more Tamers, the more welcome to play Lobomon. Next, Corgermon, just for that security pop, draw 2, or if you want to hard play him, just to get you a couple cards that might help you out and get you right to that 8 threshold pretty quickly. You could definitely play Hexablow if you want to just be controlling more, and that's if you play the Sorajo, the Howling Memory Booster, just anything like that could definitely help you out. Just because Hexablow removes sources, it gains jamming, it can gain extra security checks from the evolutionary sources underneath it in our ultimate line, and you know, being able to not be killed is big importance, and just trashing sources and preventing turns is ridiculous. You could definitely do Boring Storm. I mean, it's a trash card, let's be honest, but triggering to draw 1 for 1, that's what you need to get there. You might need to spend 1 memory just to get there, and then you plus. So it's not bad, and in security, it's just draw 2, so it's not terrible. It's slow. It's slow. That's what it's coming down to. Absolute Blast is a very nice one, so trash the Digimon card at the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon without Digi-Evolution sources to the bottom of the deck. If you have to deal with big threats, that's how you do it. Hollowing Memory Booster is just in here for trashing sources if you're going to go into Hexablow, that line, just to help slow the game down. Rattlestar is return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to its owner's hand. If your Digimon has 3 or more Digimon in play, you can return one of your opponents to the bottom of the owner's deck instead. So trash all the Digi-Evolution cards at the bottom of those Digimon. It's a great card. It helps synergize, bounces one of our opponent's Digimon back to hand, or it can straight up just bottom deck it. Then we have Kitus Breath, just to return something to the bottom of the deck. We could also do Victory Sword because it's a 3 cost unsuspend our Digimon. That means our unblockable Digimon could restand and swing in again. It could be a really powerful outcome. Next, Thomas really does help out when it comes into on play, draw a card, and when your opponent has 8 or more cards in your hand, you may suspend this Tamer, unsuspend one of your Gaomon Digimon. So that's really nice to be able to multi-attack with your MirageGaogamons and stuff like that. It just helps out. Then we have Sorajo, just there to gain us extra memory to keep it our turn, or we can just trash evolutionary sources if we're going with Hexablow route. And then Matt's in here to go combo in with the Gabumon Bonds of Friendship, just so you can warp into it if you feel like that might be the better route. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the deck profiles. I really do enjoy making these for you. So let me know down in the comments how you like this list, what would you improve on it, and let's see if we can reach that 2,000 mark before Christmas. Well, guys, I'm Ridemyavatar signing out. Peace!